Have you ever made a choice that left a quiet echo in your life? A decision you carry, not as a weight, but as a question that never fully goes away. Some of life's deepest questions aren't about right or wrong. Not really. They're about something else. Something wisdom from long ago understood, a stillness that we've maybe forgotten how to find. Today, we're not here to judge, not here to find blame. We are here to look at one of life's most difficult paths with open eyes. This isn't about sides or arguments. It's about the quiet threads that connect us all, even in ways we can't see. What you're about to explore might change how you see these connections, how you see love, and how you see the choices that shape our journey. So, just for a moment, take a breath. Let your mind settle, because we're going to look at this human experience from a place of simple observation. Let's begin there. It always begins with a human heart, a person wrestling with a choice wrapped in a difficult story, a feeling of having no clear path forward. Maybe they had to say goodbye to a life that had only just begun. Years pass, but a feeling remains. Something feels unfinished, a sense that a connection is still there. She might ask herself, is there blame? Or, will I carry this sadness forever? Ancient wisdom doesn't answer with thunder and punishment. It answers with stillness. It shows us something much gentler and much deeper. It points out that our connections are not like debts to be paid. They are more like relationships. The lives that cross our path are not random. They are travelers on their own journeys. And the truth is simple. The ripples from such a choice aren't felt by just one person. They are shared. They flow through both lives. It's a dance of connection that started long before this moment and continues long after. If these quiet questions speak to you, you've found a place to explore them. You can subscribe and walk this path of understanding with us. It tells us you are ready to look at these things without fear. Let's sit with these hard questions together. Now, you don't need a special book or a prophet to understand this. You just need to observe. Imagine a wise person, someone simple. They don't find answers by looking up at the sky. They find them by looking within, by becoming quiet enough to see things clearly. In that quiet, there is a source of understanding. When you look from that space, you see that our hardest choices are never black and white. There is no simple right or wrong. Instead, there is only a web of causes and effects, a flow of life. Here is a simple observation from that place of quiet. A seed of new life begins its journey from the very beginning, from the first moment of connection. That's when its path towards this world starts, pulled forward by old connections, by lessons the heart wants to learn. But here's where the observation gets interesting. This little life, this little seed, already knows the soil it's heading for. It knows the garden. It knows the challenges waiting there. And sometimes, listen closely to this, sometimes its purpose is fulfilled, even if it doesn't grow into a tall tree. Your mind might be struggling with that. How can a purpose be fulfilled if a life never takes a single breath? How is that possible? Just stay with me for a moment. The answer is found when we look at our connections differently. Think about the connections in your life. We have been taught to see them as rewards or punishments. Do something good, life rewards you. Do something bad, life punishes you. But what if it's not like that at all? What if it's simpler? Every time you meet someone, a connection is made. A thread is woven between you. Not because you did something wrong, but simply because your paths crossed. You've started a story that wants to be understood. Think about a person you meet, and you instantly feel you've known them before. That's a deep connection showing itself. Think of someone who challenges you in a way no one else can. That is also a deep connection. These threads don't break when a body passes on. They simply change. They look for stillness, for balance, for understanding. The ancient teachings tell us that a new life that seeks to join yours is never a stranger. It's a being you've known before. In another time, another form. Perhaps a friend, perhaps someone you hurt, perhaps someone you loved dearly. The bond was already there, looking for a way to grow. This changes everything, doesn't it? When a new life is turned away, that thread doesn't just vanish. The connection doesn't end. It just transforms. If you've walked this path, you know this feeling. The experience doesn't just disappear from your memory. You carry it. Some deep part of you knows a connection was made, and then it shifted. That's not just guilt. It's your own heart recognizing the truth. The relationship simply continues. I want to invite you to do something. To show yourself you are ready to face this with an open heart, go to the comments and type this simple phrase, I walk the path of understanding. By writing it, you make a commitment to yourself, a promise to seek compassion over blame. So, this leads to the difficult question, who bears the weight? The answer might be surprising. Everyone and no one. Here's what that means. In the deep quiet of things, there isn't a price to be paid. There's no judge with a list of mistakes. There is only experience. There is only growth. The natural flow of cause and effect. When a life's journey to this world is interrupted, a few things happen. First, the arriving life has a choice. It can wait for another time to connect with the same person, or it can choose another path entirely. Sometimes, it stays close in a way we can't see, offering support, guiding, like a gentle breeze at your back. Some of the quietest guidance we feel comes from these very souls who were so close to us. Think about that. That feeling of being watched over, of being held by an unconditional love. It might just be that soul which shared a sacred, brief moment with you. Second, the mother, and yes, the father too, they learn a powerful lesson about choice. This isn't a punishment, it's a chance to grow. Every choice we make shapes our heart. Some choices teach us quickly. Others send ripples across our entire life. The wisdom tells us that those who walk this path often grow a deep tenderness towards children in their life. They become helpers. They become teachers. They feel a deep, unbreakable bond with the children they do welcome into the world. The weight isn't meant to be suffering. It's meant to create awareness, to deepen the heart's ability for compassion, for understanding how precious life is. And third, this is very important. The connection is not one-sided. Remember, the life that was starting out was also part of this journey. It knew the path ahead. On some level, it agreed to be part of this experience. Maybe its purpose was to teach about choice. Maybe it needed to understand the delicate space between the seen and the unseen worlds. The universe, nature, is a place of perfect balance. There are no victims, no villains, only souls helping each other grow. So, who bears the weight? Both do. They both bear it by growing, by learning, by deepening their connection beyond what the eye can see. And in this way, that weight becomes a gift. Now, this is where this ancient understanding becomes truly helpful. It doesn't just describe the river, it shows you how to navigate it. If you are someone who carries this experience, or if you love someone who does, please listen carefully. The threads between us go beyond physical life and death, which means healing is always possible. Not by trying to forget, not by pretending it didn't happen, and definitely not by drowning in guilt. Healing comes through quiet acknowledgement, through connection. Ancient practices recommend a few simple things. First, acknowledge the connection. Speak to that life in your own heart. In meditation, in a quiet moment before you sleep, you can simply say, I see you. I acknowledge your journey towards me. Thank you for our connection. You might think this sounds strange, but people who do this often find a sense of peace they thought was lost forever. Second, understand that forgiving yourself is like walking a path. It's not a destination you arrive at. You have to walk it every day. Today, you forgive yourself for making a hard choice. Tomorrow, you forgive yourself for being human. Each step heals a different part of the wound. Third, let the experience become a source of strength. Our deepest wounds often become our greatest gifts. How many healers, helpers, and kind souls found their path because of their own pain? Your wound is not there to define you. It's there to refine you, like pressure creates a diamond. And fourth, trust in the wisdom of life itself. Nothing happens by accident. Every person you meet, every loss, every choice that keeps you up at night, It is all part of a larger pattern. You can't see the whole design from where you stand, but your heart knows. The other soul knows. And somewhere beyond our human judgment, there is purpose. There is understanding. There is a deep, abiding love. If you feel something shifting inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes, just knowing we're not alone on the path is the greatest healing of all. And if you are ready to continue this journey of inner clarity, subscribe. This is just the beginning. Let's step back for a moment. This understanding is part of a much bigger picture. The picture of our own timeless nature. You are not just your body. Your body is like a boat you use to cross a great river, a temporary home, a place your spirit comes to learn specific lessons. And every person you meet, whether they stay for a lifetime or for just a few short weeks inside you, is a teacher. Some teachers are your parents, your children. Some stay for only a moment. A stranger who smiled at you, the person who angered you and taught you patience, or the life that knocked on the door of this world and then chose a different path. In the great flow of things, nothing is wasted. Every drop of water returns to the ocean. The connections with lives that almost were, they are not lost. They are not waiting somewhere in sorrow, blaming you. They are continuing their own journeys. And it's possible they are closer to you now than if they had been born into this world, because the bonds of the heart are stronger than the bonds of the body. That soul may be guiding you right now. It might be the quiet whisper you hear, the feeling of love that wraps around you in the dark. The relationship did not end. It simply transformed, and that transformation is part of the lesson you came here to learn. I know some of you may be thinking, this is a gentle thought, but how can I know it's true? It's a fair question. The truth is, you can't prove these things with your logical mind. The heart's truth can't be measured like a stone, but you can feel it. You can hold it up against your own experience. Have you ever known something without being able to explain why? Felt a connection that made no sense? That is your own deep wisdom speaking. These teachings are not meant to be believed without question. They are meant to be held, to be felt, to be walked with. If they bring you a little more peace, then they have served their purpose. Now, let me share a simple way of looking at this that might change everything. Imagine being asked, what does a soul feel when its journey here is interrupted? An old master might say this from the perspective that is outside of our ticking clock. The experience of almost arriving is just as valuable as a full lifetime. Think about that. We measure life in years, in birthdays, but the spirit doesn't measure in length. It measures in depth, in meaning, in the connection that was formed. In those brief weeks, a profound union happened. It felt the rhythm of another's heart, its shared energy, awareness, life force. And then it experienced leaving, moving from a physical path back to an unseen one. For some, this is the exact journey they needed. Some don't need 70 years to learn their lesson. Sometimes, just touching the edge of this world is enough. Maybe that life's purpose was to teach a mother about the weight of choice. Maybe it was to awaken her own deep spirit. Or maybe that soul needed to learn something for itself, about closeness and about letting go. We are told that we choose our path with great care before we arrive. We choose our family, our challenges, not to suffer, but to grow. What if some lives choose to begin, knowing they won't be born? What if they choose that experience on purpose? This isn't about making pain disappear. It's about seeing that our understanding of life is very, very small. When you see it this way, the story in your mind can change. You are no longer a villain. You are a participant in a sacred agreement, a co-creator in a journey that serves the growth of everyone involved. Does this mean you don't feel grief? Of course not. The feelings are real, but you can let go of the crushing belief that you did something unforgivable. You can honor what happened without being broken by it. There's something else the ancient wisdom points to. It's something you may even have felt. In many cases, the connection that wasn't completed the first time will return. Often, to the same mother in a later child. I've heard this from so many people. After an earlier loss, when a child is finally born, there is a powerful feeling of recognition. I know you. We've met before. Sometimes you see it in their eyes. Sometimes it's just a feeling you can't explain. But you know this is the same soul. This doesn't mean the first meeting was a mistake. Think of it as a first knock on the door, a way for both souls to prepare for what was coming. This brings so much peace. It means nothing is truly lost. No connection is ever really broken. Life is more generous than we think. Maybe the timing was not right for you before. Maybe that first journey was the wake-up call that put your whole life on a different, better path. We can't know for sure, but we can learn to trust that there is a quiet wisdom woven through even the most heartbreaking experiences. There is one more thing to say, and it is the most important of all. In every hard story, in every loss, in every impossible choice, there is one quality that matters more than any other: compassion. Compassion for yourself, compassion for others, compassion for all beings on their journeys. Life does not judge us the way people judge each other. Life doesn't condemn. It only loves. It only teaches. It only guides us toward a wider heart. When someone makes a choice about a new life, for any reason, the universe doesn't respond with punishment. It responds with an opportunity. The opportunity to grow in compassion. The opportunity to understand that all of us face choices that feel impossible. We live in a world that wants everything simple, good or bad, right or wrong. But true wisdom is found in the shades of gray. The situation matters. The heart of the person matters. The reasons matter. Life meets each person exactly where they are, with the exact lesson they need. And this compassion is for everyone. All of us carry the weight of roads not taken. The message is simple. You are held. You are guided. You are loved. And you are not alone. We are near the end of our time together. But really, this is a beginning. Everything shared today is an invitation to see your whole life, even the painful parts, as sacred. An invitation to let go of the burden of guilt and step into the calm strength of wisdom. If you have walked this path, hear this: you are not being punished. You are being invited into a deeper understanding of life itself. This is holy work. This is how a soul matures. If you are supporting someone on this path, your job is also holy. Not to fix their pain, but simply to sit with them, to hold a quiet space, to remind them they are not alone. And if this story isn't your own, but you listened all the way to the end, ask yourself why. Maybe you are here to learn how to support someone in your future. Maybe you are here because your own heart knows that understanding these deep connections is important for your own path. Whatever brought you here, you are part of this quiet conversation now. There's an old saying: the soul seeks to know itself. Every experience, every choice, even the ones that bring us pain, is part of that knowing. This heavy experience is not a debt to be paid. It's a relationship to be honored, a connection to be acknowledged, an opportunity to discover that love doesn't stop where physical life ends. The lives we have carried for 9 months or 9 weeks remain a part of our journey, not as ghosts of guilt, but as quiet companions, as teachers, as reminders that we are never, ever alone. So, who bears the weight? We all do. We pay for our difficult choices with our growth, with our awareness, with our expanding ability to feel compassion for all beings. And we all receive the gift of knowing that in this vast, mysterious world, every connection matters. Every journey has a purpose, and true love flows beyond every boundary we can imagine. Thank you for your courage in exploring this with me. If this brought a little stillness to your heart, please share it. Someone you know might need to hear it. And let me know in the comments what thoughts stayed with you. What shifted for you today? I read them. Your journey matters here. Until next time, keep observing, keep asking questions, and keep opening your heart. You are so much more than you know, and your story, all of it, is more beautiful than you can imagine.